Making his first appearance at Big Ten Basketball Media Days, Penn State head coach Mike Rhoades. Coach Rhoades will begin his first season with the Nittany Lions after a successful run at VCU. Coach Rhoades, welcome. We'll begin with your opening statement.
Well, it's an honor to be here to represent Penn State and Penn State men's basketball. So a small co-region kid from Pennsylvania to represent Penn State as the men's basketball coach is a great honor, and I'm excited to be here today. Thank you.
We'll open the floor now for questions for Coach Rhoades. Back. Either one's fine.
Isaac Trotter, 24/7. Mike, how important was it to get Kanye Clary back when you were kind of putting this roster together?
Oh, very important. Number one is I love dynamic guards and guys that can make plays with the ball in their hands, and Kanye's one of them. And to put him together with Ace Baldwin is, that's a dynamic backcourt, and guys that Kanye already naturally played the way we want to play, fast and aggressive with the ball, a lot of ball screens, fast in the open court. So spent a lot of time with him early on, and he and his family. We did know of Kanye and his family and his teams from being in the Richmond area and recruiting the 757 area. So it was great to know him, but also build a cool relationship as soon as we got there. I'm really proud of him. He had a great offseason, great fall here so far. So I'm excited to see what he does.
Mike, Todd Golden with CNHI over to your right. Obviously,
where are we at?
Oh, right here.
Over here.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. Obviously, with your being a new coach, you have to deal with the transfer portal. What was your strategy in terms of filling your roster as it was? Penn State had a lot of seniors, but what was your strategy dealing with that aspect?
Well, we were down to 3 guys, so I had no choice, right? So we just jumped right into it. Number one was not to panic. Make sure we found guys that fit me, fit our staff, fit our program and what we're trying to do, and we didn't want to make any mistakes. And when I meant like that, somebody that's going to help us build the program the right way, our way. So we were very picky in the transfer portal. We had a lot of people reach out to us because of our style of play, and it's a fun way to play. But we also wanted to make sure they were young men that fit Penn State. What we were trying to do to build our foundation to get off to a great start. So I'm really proud of our staff. But yeah, I think we got 10 players in 59 days. So yes, we were in the transfer portal pretty intense.
Adam Jardy with the Columbus Dispatch. When you're down to 3 players, then you add 10 players in 59 days, like you just said. When you do get your group together, philosophically, whatever the word I'm looking for, what do you try to get done? Like when you get your group together for the first time, and like what are some of the immediate things that you try to instill in your team to start to implement the way you want to play?
Well, number one is spend time with the players. Before you can get them to give themselves to you, you got to build a level of trust. And to build trust, I always believe, is time and communication. So we spent a lot of time as a staff just getting to know the players, getting to know who they are, how they operate. We had all summer long, we had Wednesday night family meals where one coach or 2 coaches would take a couple guys and GAs and staff members and managers with the players, and we'd go in State College. There's some good places to eat, and we would have some great meals. And it wasn't just going to get a meal and get out of there. It was some serious conversation and just building a level of trust off the court, because the basketball part is the easy part. So that was important to me. To get guys to give themselves to you, they got to know that that coach has my back, and that takes time, and we're still working on that. But that was number one. And the second thing is making sure the guys knew how hard this was going to be, and that's okay. We love it that way. That for us to get where we want to go and to do what we want to do with Penn State basketball, it's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of time. It was going to be intense. There's going to be a lot of tough days. but those are the days we're going to grow the most, and we talk about it all the time. So those two things were the most important thing this offseason, and then when we went into practice, just letting loose and going after each other and competing at a really high level.
What do you see as being the hardest part?
What's the hardest part of this? I don't know. I think I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. Just getting guys to understand that what it takes to get where we want to go, and it's an everyday thing. But that's everybody has to go through that. Every coach, not just a new coach. The neat thing about starting a program or building a program and putting your tag on it is getting guys to see what they're capable of doing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and then as a team going forward in the season. That's a great adventure for me, and getting the guys to understand that you got to stack days together and all that. So maybe that's the hardest thing about that, but that's also, I think, one of the coolest parts of my job.
To your right, Coach.
Yeah.
Mike, John Fanta from Fox
Hey,
Sports.
John.
What is the impact of the portal on the ability to build the program? Because from the outside, we'll often say, "Oh, you can quickly turn. You could do that." But by the same token, you're in one of the premier leagues in the country.
Well, if we couldn't use the transfer portal, then we would have had to take high school kids, a lot of high school kids that might not have been ready to play at this level right away, or take junior college players, and you're trying to sometimes squeeze them into your program, and they may not be a great fit. Now with the transfer portal, you can get a guy like Puff Johnson, who is a natural leader, was voted one of the captains of our team, who played in a Final Four and wanted to come back to his home state. A couple years ago, John, we couldn't do that. Getting some grad transfers. Leo O'Boyle has a business degree from Lafayette, wants to come and get a master's at Penn State, and he could really shoot. That's a good fit right there. There's quick fixes, if you want to call it, but also we're trying to get a quick fix to push our program forward quick. But, man, there's some great fits, too, and I think we got a few of them for sure.
On your left side in the back, Coach.
Tyler Tashman with the Des Moines Register. You mentioned some of the new guys you brought in. What has stood out to you about DeMarco Dunn so far?
Yeah, just a versatile guard, could score in different ways. I think he could be an elite defender. He just needs playing time. He played behind some really good players at Carolina, and I recruited him to VCU. So there was a relationship with there and his family and his high school coach. And I think DeMarco could be a guy that surprises a lot of people. And he's growing, he's maturing. He's probably gained about 10 pounds this summer, got a lot stronger. But he also has great freedom now to go be a player and not worried about making mistakes or looking over his shoulder. And I think he fits our style tremendously. So I think he's a good player right now. 6 months from now, a year from now, I think he could be very, very good. So we're really excited to have him. Perfect fit for what we're trying to do.
Questions for Coach Rhoades?
It's my type of press conference right here.
We got one last one, Coach.
Okay.
Hey, Coach. Steve Hellwagon with Bucknuts 24/7 Sports, Columbus. Penn State has had, some success off and on, isolated success getting the NCAA tournament. In your mind, what's it going to take for that program to consistently be in the running for the NCAA on an annual basis, I guess?
Well, number one, belief, and we can do it, and we can do it all the time. And what I've said since I've taken the job is Penn State basketball, and I've known it. When I was a little kid, I went to basketball camp. I saw games in Rec Hall. I've always followed it, always cheered it on everywhere I've been. We just haven't had sustained success. And number one is belief. Number two is having a commitment from your president and your AD, which is why I'm here. I came to Penn State to work for Pat Kraft, and the alignment of our president and our athletic department is the best it's ever been. And I felt that, and I've seen that. And working for Pat every day makes you want to run through the wall to get it done. So it's going to take changes. It's going to take a huge commitment. It's going to be the belief in that we can do this. And especially on the days when you get beat, or the days it becomes really hard or some things don't go your way. But that's how you build something successful. And to sustain it, you got to have people on board on the toughest days. And I think we have the people that want to be a part of building this thing to make it a huge winner. So I came here to win. I came here to try to win big, and doing it the right way with great student athletes. But they got people who want to play basketball and guys that want to play basketball at Penn State. And I believe we got off to a good start with that.
Coach Mike Rhoades, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.